Okay, good morning. The Building and Facilities Construction Committee meeting on Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 will now begin at 10:05? Anybody? I'm on an angle, so.
10:03.
10:03, thank you. And I would like to go around the table. If you would please give your name and your position. I am Shirley Mazinski. I'm chairman of the Building and Facilities Construction Committee.
Linda Brown, vice chair. Carol Gogolinski, member.
Fred Fontaine.
Bob Wormy.
And we have Mike.
Matt.
I'm sorry. There's Matt sitting.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by Folgers.
Okay. First item on our agenda is a draft meeting schedule of our meetings, and anybody have any problems? We do have a
They're all the third
Wednesday. Yes. And if not, do I hear a motion to approve?
When is Thanksgiving next year?
When is Thanksgiving?
Not on a Wednesday.
So it's usually-
Thanksgiving is on Thursday, November 26th, 2026.
It is. Oh, that's not bad. We won't even be the day before.
There's always somebody bringing AI into the conversation.
I know. It is
Yeah,
amazing, though.
we often have very few people in the building the day before Thanksgiving, but it's moot, because it's not. So,
Yeah. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Linda, seconded by Fred. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you, Jen. Administrators report on projects in progress. Matt?
So this is 11 Gleason Court? is it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So we had our mandatory walkthrough. We had 3 redevelopment groups attend. Each group had 4 people there, so there were 12 of us.
Oh, wow.
Walking around the building, measuring tapes, flashlights, lots of conversation. I think we're going to get really good proposals. I didn't get any pushback on the appraiser's statement of value, so
You kept the...
optimistic.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yes.
390 is the floor.
Yep.
So I have reason to believe one of the proposals, because it's what they do, will be age-restricted Section 8 housing. So housing for older folks that need a subsidy. So the issue with that is often that there's low-income housing tax credit or other things that you have to wait for those things to be approved. But the other 2 groups, I'm not sure what their plan is. There was this tiny bit of confusion, which is our error. In order to meet the advertising requirements of state law, you have to post something for 30 days. So I went back into the RFP and I changed, I thought, the due date to October 29th everywhere in the document. Well, somebody found in footnote number 3 in 4-point font, there's still something that says October 22nd. The way the law works, it's always the later date.
Yeah.
So that was our intention anyway. So we will open any packages we receive at noon on the 29th of October. This is not a price competition. This is a review and score process. You open up the prices after that.
Yeah.
So following this process, you really kind of putting all of the weight on the package and the proposal for the reuse of the building, what the select board really wants to see. I haven't asked the select board whether they want you to review it first or whether they're going to just open it and review it, which is pretty much how the sales process works, right? They're in charge of it, town meeting charged them with it. So that's what I think is going to happen, so in the month of November. I'll take the month of November. I'm sure if the plans are interesting, they may all be interviewed by the select board in open session, and they'll do their scorecard. The scorecard is in the RFP. So,
Could I say something?
Hold it.
oh,
Any questions? Carol?
The only thing that I want to say about the age restriction, Section 8, which is good, but one of the things you kind of have to realize that on that Section 8 age restrictions, also people who are disabled. And drug addiction is a disability. And that's where they have a lot of problems in a lot of the places in Worcester, as the elderly people are dealing with some things that are difficult for them. That's all I want to say.
Okay. Anybody else? Any comments? Linda? Okay.
the building's in very good shape.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
No
It
leaks, no leaks.
No.
So, nothing wet. We were in there on a rainy day,
Yeah.
which I actually was kind of grateful for.
Yeah.
Because then everybody could see the thing's still tight.
Okay.
We did have a raccoon that seemed to have wandered in, gotten lost, and,
Did he die?
yeah.
I hope you didn't touch him. He could be rampant.
No. So,
Okay. If no further questions or comments, we'll move on to B, which is the highway building project.
so everybody's favorite topic to try to make me be concise, and I have a hard time being concise. Carol heard this riff last night at FinCom, so I'll just do the best I can to deliver it more concisely. There's a lot of people on this committee, though, that might remember this. In 2000, when the town of Douglas built the fire station, you didn't own that corner. So you went to town meeting to purchase the land on the corner. And this is an important conversation because we have all assumed from the outset that because the poles go up the driveway from Main Street back to the properties behind it, so we know Buxton has a piece, Tebow has a piece, Olson has a piece, that was an easement. And sometimes, especially if an easement is in a deed and it's tied to a specific location, it can be kind of a pain to deal with. And all of the deeds for those back properties have reference to an easement. Well, what really happened in 2000 was a series of transactions that were reviewed by and authorized by town meeting, and the, I guess you would call executive administrator at the time, I don't even know who that would have been in 2000. It's an Irish last name.
Oh,
We had a temporary one, too.
yeah.
But anyway,
I don't remember.
he faithfully executed the select board's direction at the time. The town bought the Maori piece. Last night I said that was a Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol is the Marleys, not the
Close
Maoris.
enough.
But
Close enough.
Close enough, right? It kind of sounds the same. I'm a Rhode Islander anyway, I don't say RRs. But the Maori piece. And when you look carefully at the meets and bounds of the existing highway lot and the Maori piece that the town purchased, you kind of have to read between the lines to see that those boundaries both ended, they didn't join. There was a strip of land in between the highway barn, the existing highway barn, and the fire station that wasn't an easement, it was actually a lot in fee simple that was owned by, at the time, according to the deeds, Martha Buxton. Or Dorothy Buxton, I'm getting them confused. Anyway, the Buxton family. So what the town did then, after it purchased the Maori piece, is through deeds, they created a strip of land at the top of the fire station lot, in between the fire station lot and the machine shop, that was going to become the new driveway for the Buxton land and all the pieces behind it. And the town actually engaged in a swap. So the little strip of land in between fire station and the highway. That was parcel C. Parcel A was the new parcel that the town created by deed, and the Buxton family and the town of Douglas swapped parcel A for parcel C. So in other words, the town now owns the entire piece from the corner over to the edge of the Highway Barn property with the house next to it. And all of those utilities and the rights to pass and repass were moved over to parcel A, the new strip of land. So really, the town has every right at this point to move the telephone poles and use the space in between the highway barn and the fire station without any need to take any easement or pay anybody any money. So this is really kind of recast our approach to this, because now the site work on our existing highway barn would be far less than the site work in the rear. And we can use our existing buildings, they'll still be on the same campus. So what we've asked Weston and Sampson to do as of yesterday is keep the salt barn. Someday that'll be a project, not right now. Keep the green building, so if you go by the highway and you look to the rear, there's 3 large garage doors. Keep that. And then plan to tear down the cinder block and wooden structure in the front, which is too small. And work out what you need to work out for a small office space and a latrine. But now instead of building a mechanics bay, we have an existing mechanic bay in that green building. So you're going to save a fair amount of programming in the larger structure. Now, there are going to be some things that we'll have to think about. We'll have to think about what is the future of the fire station, how do you want to push out, if you have to. And I think this pretty much closes the door, at least for quite a while, on having any kind of police station or any greater, larger public safety complex on that property, because now you're going to be occupying space, right, with a 20,000 square foot building. But that's where we are. We're going to have them draw it out. I have asked, because this is a little bit dicey, there are so many deeds and so many transactions, title attorney he's already given us his opinion, but to put his opinion in writing and sign it and so that we can rely upon the findings of the title attorney as to the swap of the parcels and the relocation of the easements. And he may recommend, if he feels like it's necessary, he might recommend title insurance.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
So, are we going, I don't know about anybody else, but my experience in looking at all these buildings that were recommended we needed to have or whoever was doing the project at the time, and I think it was Fitzpatrick and some of the other members of the different committees or fire station rep and police.
The select board formed a subcommittee.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
put Selectman Fitzpatrick on it.
But the thing that we mentioned, I said, okay, we need to see the plot of land. And that's when we got the drawing or the plot of land as to, and what I felt was very helpful.
The Olson plot.
Yeah. Well, no, not just the Olson plot, but the fire department, because we looked at their issue, the police department, and we all kind of agreed that the highway was the one that needed the most. Mm-hmm. Because without having that plot of land, I mean, you've listed how many different parcels and in your conversation this morning, mm-hmm. as to what is what and who traded what. And once it's determined, I think these people need to be brought in on the conversation or further, further information on their part as to where it is.
You mean a subcommittee?
Well,
No, the fire department and stuff. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You want to make sure the fire department doesn't say, you're killing us here, we never can expand.
Yeah.
Is that what
well,
you're kind of saying?
yeah, and also, what part of, where's the Buxton property? Where's the other buildings that are there? What land are they on? Because there's either you come in near the landfill to the landfill, the
Rydell Road.
Rydell Road entrance, and that was all kind of messed up and built. It's been confusing for a while.
Well, I mean, we can show you a map. I'm not really sure I know what your point is, but I'll try. I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to show you how it all lays out.
Yes.
The conceptual drawing, and it won't commit you to anything.
Yeah,
It's just, this is where it fits.
yeah,
At some point, the elected select board and their appointed town administrator have to make decisions. So,
Yeah.
I'm not going to,
I understand,
we're obviously not going to stomp on the fire department. That's pointless.
right.
But I think at the end of the day, you got to do what's the best for the town and make sure you keep all the town's options open. But
Yeah.
the notion that we're going to have a huge committee, we're really
No.
done with that.
No.
So you're going to have a map. It'll show you what was changed.
Yeah.
That's one exhibit. Another exhibit from Weston would be, how does this fit?
Yeah.
And if you can put the shelter, it's basically a lean-to, right? If you can attach that to the building, you're going to save money because you're extending the roof.
Understand,
So
yeah.
I think we're going to come up with a pretty viable.
No, I understand. But like I'm saying, when we first looked at it, we didn't know how much land was with the fire department. If you recall, way back,
You
it's
can
been
kinda
what?
see that on the town's website, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have the map,
Yeah, yeah.
the layout. It's just to make it so,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think
know?
a good map is going to go a long way towards
Yeah.
helping people understand what we're talking
Yeah.
about. But at this point, I only asked him yesterday to draw the map,
okay,
Madam Chair. So I'm going to give him at least a day.
yeah, no,
Do his due diligence, but I think the other part of what I asked him to do, because there's some tedium involved with this, and it's the appropriate thing to ask your architect of record to inquire,
Yeah.
is moving that power out of that area. You're still going to have three-phase power to the rear. There's a pole there. You drive by, you look up, it has 3 cans on it.
yeah,
It's three-phase powers to that pole. So if we brought our power in for our buildings up the easement from Rydell and fed the buildings from the rear, it might actually help us in the long run. It's going to be a shorter distance, but it's also going to be a nice, clean configuration. And it'll be behind the building, it won't be where the vehicles are. I'm
I hear you.
trying to articulate, the campus
hear you.
layout is actually probably going to be much better. We're
I
kind of
hear you.
hodgepodge now. I'm not even entirely sure we know where everything exactly is.
Okay,
Like, if anybody knows exactly where the septic is on the highway barn, please let us know. Like, where I've got a stick with a V in it, it points down when we get close to something that stinks. So that's kind of where we're at.
so,
But I think it's, in terms of cost control, this is a really big step, because I think it's going to kind of
Understand.
change the game a little bit.
so, anybody have questions?
I-
Fred?
It just, when this was way, way, way back, first looking and thinking about this, it makes more sense to go this way. And I always said, there's too many right-of-ways or whatever going through here, so it sounds like someday, maybe we ought to look into it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And it sounds
So-
like a great solution, like it makes the most sense right there.
Right.
Yeah, the impulse to look at the deed for the fire station lot was driven by the notion that there was an easement there, so we were trying to figure out how big it was. Because the appraiser said whatever the tax assessor says that land is worth per square foot, that's what your appraisal is going to be, because, so we were trying to figure out how big the easement was, so you go back to the deed. Does it say layout meets and bounds or whatever? And that's when the assessor, it was Chris Pupka, who not stumbled upon, but read the deed to say there was a swap. It was very confusing at first because nobody who's ever looked at this has ever drawn attention to this at all.
Yeah.
And so this was just last week. So
It sounds like it's going to save a lot of money, like a.
it could, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Does it,
the architect gets paid on the size of the project, so preaching to them about what a project costs.
Yeah, it's
So,
does it give it a, is it,
percentage.
is it big enough to cover all the bases on the wish list of the highway?
I'm anxious to see them draw it out, so, yes. So in the long story short, is the building you've seen, that 20,000 square foot footprint, is still what you're dealing with, because if you go back to those plans, you'll see that the mechanics bay or wash bay was always considered extra outside of that storage
Yeah.
space. So what I'm hoping is reprogramming the existing 3-bay garage for those purposes, it's already built, is going to save the programming cost, the additional cost of having those functions inside the new building. Right?
Has there been any pushback from the neighbors or interested parties saying, oh, that's not true, or this is also brand new, you don't really know yet?
I've learned to always plan for the worst and hope for something less than the worst, or better than the worst. Look, we approached the neighbor about purchasing the property and putting the bond there, and we were denied. Fine, it's your property, you can do what you want, but you might be looking at a highway bond now.
Yeah.
But that house is set far enough back where, I don't know if it's neither here nor there, but it's not my, if it were my property, I'd be
Forever
upset.
anyway.
But
hold it. Okay, you got your answer?
Yes, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Carol.
Well, first off, they've been dealing with that forever, so what difference does it make?
yeah.
No, it makes a difference. I mean, this has been going on
Right.
for years.
But I mean, the fact that he says, well, now they're going to have a highway barn near them, well, they've had a highway barn near them.
Okay.
So now
But-
things are going to be inside, probably even better for them. But the other thing that, I got a question on the right-of-way that now belongs to, or always belonged to Buxton. Is that passable at this time?
Yeah, so that's paved.
Oh, okay, so it is, I didn't know if it was Big Hill or
It's
whatever.
wide and paved.
It's wide, paved, so they can drive, okay, that
So
was it.
that's the one coming in from Main
The
Street.
new one.
Rydell.
From right out.
Rydell.
Rydell.
Okay, so they've been
Okay.
using that? Oh, okay.
So,
I have a question too.
but,
Okay, then I have just one more thing to
But-
say.
okay, go ahead.
You know, you say you're going to need a lavatory or something, you're going to need 2 handicap ones. Because of the size of it, that's the code. You're not going to get away with less than 2 handicap bathrooms in that building. Maybe more, I don't know, at 20,000
Well,
square feet.
that's house doctors.
That's their job.
Who's house doctor?
Weston and Sampson.
Weston and
Oh, okay.
Sampson.
If it's easier to just always think of, house doctor means they have a standing contract.
Okay.
So that's how it was awarded to them. So when we have an architectural project,
Right.
we're not going out for a design selection every time we go to Weston and Sampson.
Okay,
It's allowed.
You got your answer?
I got my answer.
Okay, Linda.
So if, in the future, with the highway department, they've got a lot of expensive equipment there, they've had stuff stolen, if they ever wanted to fence in the whole thing, they could do it, because the easements are gone. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Now you got me building a fence.
Huh?
I'm just teasing you.
I didn't hear you.
Yes,
He says no.
Okay,
the town would be in control of the entire parcel. Yeah.
okay.
It is, it already is. Yeah.
But you didn't know those easements had gone?
No, and people are still using them, so,
Yeah.
but there's no such thing as adverse possession with a municipality, so
Okay,
tough
thank you.
cookies, yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, what exactly are you saying on that?
Just because people might still be using that driveway
Oh,
to get
okay.
to the back doesn't mean that they have an easement there.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And-
Continuous and notorious use, right.
Right, but it doesn't apply to
Doesn't
municipal.
apply to municipality. Okay.
So that's the Rydell entrance.
No,
No, the Main Street.
Main Street.
All right, so question. he's,
I don't know where you're going to come.
So-
Aroldis Chapman is winding up. I'm standing here with my bat.
no, no,
Is it an
no.
88 mile an hour slider or a 102 mile an hour fastball?
Good luck.
2 strikes, too. Go ahead.
She's quite a pitcher.
It's all right. Because having been around for a while, you hear confusing things, right? So, especially when buildings were built that weren't. So when you come in from the side, does the highway use that road too? Coming in from Rydell,
Presently, no, because they use their own driveway.
which is out on Main Street?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, you're saying that's a private road?
No, I really need to get you a map. That's gone. You guys wiped it out in 2000. It's been
Okay.
gone for 25 years.
Okay.
It's
That's-
still being used, and the telephone poles are still there. But once all these transactions occurred, nobody took the next step. Because once they placed the drawings for the fire station on the far side of that lot, it wasn't really implicated, but, so, but that stuff has to move or be changed. And, I don't want to get into it now,
We-
but
we will have-
the long-term environmental stormwater management solution for this area, and it was a leading environmental group that helped us write a grant,
Yeah.
really is to pave it. You normally think of impervious surface as bad.
Yeah.
In this case, impervious surface is a cap. And whatever's under there, you don't want to dig around and mess with, and then you can control the water. So that's
Right.
what we're going
No, I
to try to
understand.
do, is control the water there. So you'll probably see a good deal more pavement than you see now, but it won't be so sloppy and muddy and mess.
Okay. So the reason I ask, because you mentioned how there are 3 landowners, I think you said,
At least.
at least.
There could be others that had that right.
So I think it's important to have information from these people or sit down and talk with them once you have the right, the official.
I will send a very nicely worded reminder that your right to pass and repass is on that strip of land out to Rydell. I'll be very nice about it.
For all, the people involved. Because in the past, it hasn't been that way.
I'll be very nice.
All right.
And we don't
Anybody?
need any holdups.
That's
Where
right.
somebody says,
We
I'm going
can't
to
hold it up
sue.
because Buxton filed the deed, she accepted it, so it's over.
Okay.
It's been over for 25 years.
So we will pay to move the power lines.
Just because, yeah.
It's a
right?
lot easier than,
It's way easier.
yeah. I know exactly what you're saying. You're going
Yeah.
to want to be getting into any
No.
fights on that. Not worth it.
Yep.
Technically, we might not be the one who would have to do it, but you don't need that fight.
I'm with you 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. All right,
Any questions, comments?
29 minutes.
Huh? I want
Not that I
the,
flipped the egg timer or anything.
I want the information out there.
I
I
think
don't
those are your
want
2 biggest
any
topics, so.
discrepancies.
Well, just, I'd like to see, like, any preliminary plans of, what type of building we're thinking of building, and just so we, keep up with what's going on and know it, not just this little thing from Wesley Sampson. I'd like to see, I know you're talking about something that was built in Iowa. I'd like to see what type of stuff that is.
Yep,
And I
I
think-
promised you a map, actually a couple of exhibits, so your next meeting,
Okay.
we should have all that ready.
Okay.
But are you looking for more of a, not a plot plan?
No, I'm
but
looking for what kind of building we're looking at. I mean, it's all different type of buildings that,
Like, is it going to be steel package or
is it going to be something else?
brick?
Yeah,
Like-
brick, yeah, right. I'd like to see, and I know we're at the preliminary plans, but at least somebody's looking at the preliminary stuff, so I think we should look at the preliminary stuff as well.
Well, I think
That's what the map's going to show you.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? You're okay where we are right now with this? Yep. Okay. Status of the oil spill.
Nothing different.
Really?
Really?
I thought they were supposed to, you had said at one point,
I haven't done anything on this. Nobody's been in to see me, nobody's been in the building.
okay. Any questions, anybody on that? All right. Green Communities?
John's on vacation, and the Community Development Director, John Charbonneau, is the one responsible for Green Communities. I know that we got word from the powers that be,
Yeah.
that based on the grants we've been awarded, I think our limit is higher than he last reported to you on how much we can apply for. That doesn't mean we're going to get it.
Right.
That's where we are. We're on the downside of the cycle.
Okay.
Do they come from the state? Who's giving us the money on these grants?
Green Communities comes from the state.
From the state?
Environmental, yeah.
As I mentioned last night, Carol heard me say it. Again, plan for the worst, hope for something better. But the state's budget is in a world of hurt, and all discretionary grant funding is pretty much frozen.
Right.
And some Chapter 90 funding is frozen.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't think she has the authority to do. That was a bond. There's different streams of revenue that go into Chapter 90, and none of that has been shut off. So I don't know that she can hold it, but she is. So we had all kinds of fun with executive power in America.
Time to audit the legislature.
So, but that's where we are. So Green Communities, like, we could go through a whole funding round where they just kind of say, thank you for applying,
Yeah,
come back next year.
yeah. Okay. Questions, anybody?
Nope.
Good. Okay. The municipal fire alarm, that's still,
That's just,
yeah, because we don't know,
you keep it on the agenda so we don't lose it.
yes.
I appreciate that, but there's nothing going on with that.
Okay. Fire station upgrade.
We're allowed to talk about here, I'll try to be brief. Town meeting in the past has approved capital budget funds for electrical and HVAC at the fire station.
Yeah.
And those funds were supplemented with the American Rescue Plan, the so-called ARPA funds. When we put this out to bid, the filed subcontractors came in at or below budget, which was nice, but then the general contractor, we only have probably $25,000 worth of work. General contractor bid $223,000. So it took us out of budget. The Inspector General would not allow me to award pieces of the contract. I had to award the entire contract as it was bid out. So I had to cancel. I had to reject all bids. The ARPA funds were going to turn into pumpkins, so we transferred the select board, that's not even we. The select board transferred the funds on the recommendation from me and Jean from the fire station project to this Depot Street project. So they were obligated under contract, we met the law, and now they've been spent out, we're not sending any money back to the feds. So that's good news. Now we're going to town meeting to backfill the ARPA funds that were transferred over here. And it will appear on one article, so we're trying to draft the language of the motion so that we have one funding source for the entire project. And as a procurement officer, I can let that out. Since those funds roll from year to year, I'm just going to let them out in pieces and phases and try to avoid this markup factor from the general contractor. In fact, I want to do the general contracting work first. So there's a non-bearing wall they're going to hang and some drywall, and outside there's some bollards and pouring a pad for a new transformers for the electric, and those are the general contracting tasks, and I could do that on a statewide contract without going out to bid at all, and then go back out to bid for the electrical. The electrical work has to happen first. So the building has to be wired to accept the new HVAC equipment and their existing load. We've said this before, I'll repeat it for the sake of keeping everybody on the same page. There are painfully few receptacles in the fire station. So one of the aspects of this project is to change that dynamic and make sure there's plenty of plugs in all the spaces where people are working. Because so much as your phone is charged, your tablet is charging, your radio, your pager, there's just a lot of things need to happen. And what we're doing right there, right now, is the most safe thing. So that's where we are. It's all going to be in one article. It'll look like a pretty decent transfer, because it is. But it's going to make the project go forward. It's not on your agenda, so I'll mention it because it is the fire station. See how fast that roof went on? Wasn't that nice?
Oh, I haven't seen
People who know what they're doing put a roof on in 2 days. It's a very simple gable roof,
Yeah, it's a simple roof.
and we got all the paperwork filed for the 10-year workmanship warranty, so people understand. There's a really big difference between a warranty on the materials, which is like 50 years, and it really just, but you have to prove, like, they had some sort of catastrophic error at the factory to get any kind of warranty claim. What you're concerned about is whether or not the people who installed the shingles and the flashing and everything
Right.
did it correctly. That's normally only a 2-year warranty.
According to the manufacturers,
We paid, or we specified in the bid that the workmanship warranty would be 10 years. So we have 2 years with the company that installed the roof, another 8 years from the manufacturer of the shingles. Because all pictures were taken at every step of progress. They're part of the documentary record for the warranty. So that's where we're at. So if we have any significant leaks that's due to workmanship, 9 years from now, we're still going to be able to call in the warranty and get the price of repairs covered. So that's, I think it protected the town. It was a good idea. It wasn't my idea, it was Selectman Fitzpatrick's idea, so that's what we did. But we're really happy with the contractor. They did a nice job. It was quick.
it
Good.
was...
Questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was high, right? But,
High?
Yeah.
What'd you pay, 58?
yeah,
To do my house, I got a price of 40,000 for my house.
yeah. Because you have all that dangerous stuff up there, right?
No.
Question?
I'm teasing you.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good? All right. Carol, your question?
I'm good.
Okay. All right.
Got nothing for the library.
But we keep the fire station upgrade still on because
Oh, yeah.
there's more to go. Yeah, okay. Library is still, they haven't come to any conclusion other than funding, and they're trying to raise money, and so.
Yep.
But we'll keep them on to make sure unless you disagree.
Yeah, they have other issues to deal with right now. Their primary supplier for books has declared bankruptcy. and
No
will be
way.
Liquidated in January.
C.W. Morris?
Baker Tilly, Baker, something
Yeah.
like that. I sign the warrant all the time for circulation materials, so. So Justin is finding an alternative source for his collection. And he was thinking about it already, so he already has somebody in place, which is good.
Okay.
A lot of other towns won't.
All right, vacant buildings in town.
So here, your primary
And
point of focus would be, we have 3 articles on the fall special town meeting warrant for demolition. So you see you've carried it over. So I'm just going to, I know you hate it when I do this, but I think I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, because an update on 104 Main and 19 Main is that there's an article for their demolition,
Okay,
right? 21 Main is the Center School OVFW, nothing to report there. And 5 Cottage Street, I have nothing to report there. Okay?
any questions?
Question. So you have 3 articles, but that's only, so what?
The other one is 103 Shore Road, so that's already in I.
Oh, that's
original.
below, okay.
Is I explained last night, there's been more than a decade worth of litigation on that matter, and the town sat on the sidelines for a long time. There has been an order to demolish that building in place now for
Yeah.
I want to say 7 years, but it was not enforced.
Was it appealed once?
So all the appeals have run as of this year, so it finally ended.
Okay.
And there were no more appeals. The land court got impatient. Why don't the town step up and deal with this? And the order was written broadly so the town could do it, and the clock has run. And now the judge in land court is getting impatient again, saying, what's wrong with the town of Douglas? You've had the demo order for 7 years, and now you've had the authority for a couple hundred days. Get a move on, so that's why it's here.
In a separate article.
It's in its own freestanding article, has to be. We don't own the building.
Questions?
Because the thing that I said last night is, put a lien against it, but if the property's unbuildable, where's the value? And we're putting $50,000 out.
It's gonna, I think it's gonna come in way less than that, but I don't wanna
Yeah.
be short, right? So it has to be a freestanding article, has to be in its own account, so I over budgeted it with the hopes of turning back.
So what's being put
If it
in?
was up to me, I'd be out there tomorrow with a machine with a thumb on it and just, but,
What's the amount that is being asked?
50? I forget what I put for
50,000?
19 Main Street. So 103 Shore is 50.
Yep.
19 Main,
I thought it was 50 on that, too. I
might be 50 on that too.
I think so.
But,
That one involves an asbestos remediation,
right.
but it's also, if the earmark comes through from the state, if they honor, this is back to our grant conversation, those earmarks have all been frozen, but we're getting 20 from the state.
Yeah.
That we can use for that.
And you're getting
And
20?
I put 200 for 104 Main Street. And I'm kind of, on that one, I'm just, I threw the football hoping that one of my guys is out there to catch it. Right? So there's more than sufficient free cash to do this project. I think we all remember the day we went to visit this building. It's
Yeah.
the little brick building where that used to be the mobile pipeline. It was
Yep.
the office. And I think you all remember just how bad the mold condition was there. It could only have gotten a lot worse. The roof still leaking. So to me, we'll never use that building, and I don't like having vacant town property so close to homes where there may be families. There may not be families there now, but if they sell, as I know, there's a house for sale on Main Street. Yesterday, driving by, I saw it for the first time. You just, it's an attractive nuisance, just take it down, get rid of it. To the extent that power is flowing to that transformer outside, there's no load, so we're not really paying that much, but it's just, you go there and all you can hear is the hum from all that power going to that transformer pad. So I'd just like to resolve all those issues and be done with this place. I think we all kind of-
Asbestos.
Yeah,
So,
there could be, but I think it's, because that's a flat roof, Carol, I don't think we're going to have, and there's no shingles on the exterior, and there's no linoleum inside, there's no floor tiles. So we might escape. I think you're going to have maybe some lead paint
Yeah.
in the interior, yeah.
so did you say 200,
Put 200 for 104 Main Street.
$200 or 200,000? I'm like,
200,000, which I know is way, way over.
Right.
all right.
Yeah.
No,
There's some-
clarification.
You have latent conditions there that I don't want to own. Those boxes outside were the old, basically the circuit breakers and the controls for the pumps and the valves and the pipeline. you know that all the copper's gone, right? So they're not worried about that. But whatever the scrappers didn't take, we're stuck with. I don't know what that is. So I put extra padding on that one, just in case I have to get rid of some. If they're halfway into the demo project and now they find something,
Right.
I don't want to be stuck without funds, so it's,
May I ask anything?
So Cottage Street, the old fire station?
nothing to say about that.
Okay, all right.
I have a question about,
Yes, Fred?
I was going to actually make a request, request the Board of Selectmen hire somebody to button up Cottage Street, but I'm willing to be patient if Matt thinks there's a reason to be patient.
This is more of, I just have to remember to do it. I have mentioned this to the highway superintendent, like, it's really not a big deal. Can we just run to Home Depot and get some supplies? Because that's where you're at. That's
Yeah.
kind of where I'm at. He's been shorthanded. He's had a lot of stuff on his plate. But now we're not mowing grass anymore, right? We're getting ready for the winter. We have this period of time. Now's the time to get this done. So I will mention it again with hopes of using the football image, moving the ball. Yeah.
It's never going to get any better.
No, it's
I
not.
agree.
And it should be more secure to vandals, too.
Well, there's a bear in town, probably a good place to spend the winter.
I don't think we need to make it bear-proof.
Dougie,
Dougie the
There's more than
Dougie takes up
beer in
residence in a
town.
vacant town building. I think that will be the final chapter of our
You think of
Okay,
comic relief.
so, Buckeye and the Brown Building,
The raccoon condo at this point.
a lot of them in there.
you had another question, Carol?
Yeah.
They're like sailors on a submarine in World War II. They're all sticking their heads out of the portal, right?
Carol, you
I'm
have,
just curious about that Buckeye thing over there. If this, I mean, obviously we'll have to have them, check if there's asbestos or lead or anything like that. You ever think of having the town highway department just take the thing down?
If it's clean.
Yeah.
and the
I still
highway,
have to dispose of
You
it,
have
so
to
I need
dispose
the
of it,
budget.
so you
yeah.
hire some trailer dumps and,
but you were just saying that the highway department is very busy, so,
Right.
But this demolition wouldn't be this year,
yeah.
right?
But
But we're not going to get the money until November if it's approved. So it would be the
Oh,
spring.
okay. Yeah.
if we could save
so,
$100,000, that might be pretty good.
And that's kind of, I'm not making light of the difference between going to Home Depot, getting some plywood and taking a couple of hours to fix something, but when we can save $100,000 or so, then we do it, right? That takes priority.
At least give it thought, that's all.
Yeah. No, I've given a lot of thought. I want these guys to practice. They're all young.
There you go.
I need to give them something to
Always best,
cut their teeth on, right?
right, let them practice on something you'll
It's
get
really,
the record.
yeah, there's one thing to be in a yard, dig a hole and backfill it.
Yeah,
It's another thing entirely to have a thumb and start,
Yeah.
really using the machine.
right.
Just a different kind of training needs to be done. Because we don't have Ernie running the machine anymore.
I know.
anybody, questions? All right,
Yeah, you're getting me out 10 minutes early, that's awesome.
no, don't go away yet.
And
I think that's it.
it is.
I'm just puzzled by, 1 minute, we've got a highway department that is sure to help.
I just
And get it-
explained this.
No, Matt,
Yes, I did.
yeah.
When we
So,
save a
and-
lot of money, it goes up the list of priorities, and when we're just buttoning up a building with some,
Understand,
yeah,
yeah,
that's my explanation. I can't really give
Okay.
you more than that.
yeah, okay. Fred,
Sorry.
No, I
you're
understand.
good. Because
Prioritize.
it's been a couple times now that this has come up. And I'm not blaming anybody, it's just funding is, I don't want funding promised and then it's not there. And some budgets have had to be, work can't be done on things because money got moved and there's no money for the tree warden. when pieces have been falling.
So again, we're a little far afield of where I thought we were, but that money wasn't moved. The money was cut. And it will be put back
Okay.
in the fall.
But my concern is that there was an incident not that long ago on South Street where people got hurt because, or I'm not sure if he passed, but because of a tree coming down in the road, and there's dead trees.
She has to be on town property
Yeah.
Yeah?
for us to cut it.
That was.
Yes. And there is a tree on town property. So, that's all I'll say.
One now, or are you saying that one was? That one was.
No,
That one was on state property. So
I understand. But I don't want, just, oh, well, we can't cut it. We can't do the work that should be done but I don't want to see somebody get hurt.
All right, but that's the tree warden's budget, so there's a time and a place for that conversation.
Yeah, okay, I'm just saying, it seems like money's there and then it isn't there, and on all items, so.
I don't even know where you're coming from on that, but there's a really big distinction here between a capital budget article that's being funded out of free cash and the operating budget allocation to the tree warden, and you can't confuse the two.
No.
It's not a service to the public. The tree warden's budget wasn't fully funded at the Springtown meeting, and it hasn't been. So every year, we put the money in the tree warden's budget in the fall. We have not skipped a year, but instead of putting it in the spring budget this year, I took it out so that to see if we have enough surplus budget to actual to once again put the money in the fall. But there's been no change.
Okay,
That's what we've been doing.
okay. I'm just concerned about limbs coming
Okay.
down.
No, I hear you on that, but $5 million later between us and National Grid, you
I
haven't lost
understand.
power. Well, you had a tree come down on wires, but that was a completely different.
Yep.
It was a storm, so.
Okay,
Well, I think we can thank Shirley, though, the fact that we haven't lost power through National Grid, because she got
I have
on their
read
butts
lots
years
of
ago.
minutes of
Yeah.
past meetings where the chairman of this committee
Yeah,
was on the select board at the time.
Right, yeah.
Or a member of the public, very concerned about it. And the thing is, nowadays, a power loss is a huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
You have people that have storing medication in their refrigerators,
Mm-hmm.
you've got people on oxygen, a lot more people are at home trying to save money from
Mm-hmm. They're working
care.
from home.
So I'm not unsympathetic to the realities that losing power in 2025 is a really big problem.
because we were out, even in summertime, we kept losing
Yeah,
power.
big time.
It was, and you got on them, and they fixed it, so it was
So
terrible.
I'm not kidding, it really has been
Yeah.
between the town of Douglas,
Yeah.
which has done its share,
Yeah.
but National Grid has really stepped up.
Yeah,
It's been about $5 million.
Yeah, I know, they have, they spent some money.
Hundreds and hundreds
And
of
they
trees, and you
sent-
still have over 1,000 standing all
Right,
around
Yeah.
that that need
Yep.
to come down. Well aware.
no, thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
Be positive, look up as you drive down the street, especially if it's windy.
It's great. I haven't lost power in years.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've from time to time it happens, but it's
Yes.
not so bad. Now I got
All
2
right.
minutes left and I have to go.
Yep. Anybody have any other questions or comments before, that, within the last 24 hours that couldn't get on the agenda? I'm just,
I will explain why I have to go. So,
no,
but it's important
Okay.
so you understand, I'm not
Right.
blowing you off. Microsoft announced yesterday they will no longer support Office 10. We have a lot of systems in this building that run on Office 10. So I have a training session with my staff at 1, so I've got to meet with the IT guy and the public safety chiefs to make sure we don't have any issues today.
oh, I'm not
That's
the
why I'm
only
leaving.
one that has to have their computer.
Not because I'm
up.
anxious to go, but because I've got others.
And thank you for your information, and
Thank you, Madam Chair.
we needed it last time we had a meeting, but unfortunately you weren't here. So
Yeah.
John did the best he could, being a new person, gave us information for what he had.
Doing that whole Kennedy thing, arrive late, leave early. People miss you when you're not there.
Yeah?
What year he did that?
It was in their book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You run a campaign against them, you learn all this stuff.
I
They're always
You're good?
Yep.
Thank you, Matt.
Yes. All right.
I'll be right back.
How we doing?
I'm
We
just going to
got
say
minutes, that's it.
Yeah.
minutes, yes. Do you need to leave?
No, but I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So have you read the minutes, everybody?
Well, I popped out.
Okay. Any errors?
Well, you had one, you said. Other than that,
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
we have four. We haven't.
Okay, I do have just
Sorry.
a typo error. Item F,
Page 2.
page 2. I think it's the second, it's
Last sentence.
last sentence, yeah, you're right. She has written "they members," and I think it should be "the members decided" to leave this on the agenda. It's just a typo error. You agree?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it there
Okay.
instead of, yeah.
If there's nothing else, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
No.
I'm sorry, accept the minutes?
yet.
I looked at the other.
I make a motion to approve the August 20th, 2025 meeting minutes as amended.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Fred? Or was it Bob? Okay, thank you, Bob. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And it's, I'm sorry, accepted as amended. And next meeting is September,
November.
November,
Wrong
yes.
way.
Boy, it's
Right.
Quiet it.
Where is the time gone, huh?
oh. Yeah, isn't that the truth?
All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to
I
adjourn
will
at
second that.
11:01.
I will second that.
Linda and Carol. What was your date, time, Linda?
11:01.
11? Hey, we did pretty good.
That's right. All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? So voted. Thank you, everybody.